17th work study will begin. We'll start with officials' reports. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. As we start this evening's meeting, I'd like to make a brief comment regarding the tragic occurrences that took place this past weekend during a political rally in Pennsylvania. The death of an innocent bystander lawfully participating in our political process and the attempted assassination of former President Trump should shake every American to the core. The United States of America is a 248-year experiment that has provided more opportunity, more freedom, more protected open discussion than any other country on the face of the earth. Healthy debate is important to the evolution of our republic. But as Americans, we settle our domestic differences at the ballot box, not with violence. As leaders of this great community, I am extremely proud of the way we have consistently handled our differences with mutual respect and decorum. I am convinced that this conduct can be replicated at the state and federal level. It simply has to. As we go through this tragic experience, our hearts and prayers go out to the family of that brave Pennsylvania firefighter killed by protecting his loved ones, to those who were injured, and to President Trump and his family. May this be a lesson we take to heart and realize as Americans we have so much more in common than what may divide us politically. Thank you, Madam Chairman. I'll continue with my officials report here. Over the last 2 weeks, we have welcomed another two new businesses to Southgate. First, on Tuesday, July 9th, Planet Juice officially opened in the Southgate Shopping Center. Planet Juice features healthy smoothies, meal bowls, and juices. Owner Majed Alazini is pleased to locate in Southgate and has made his business a true family affair with the 3 generations involved in the operations. Joining me in welcoming this new business were Council President Zoe Cuspa, Council members Karen George and Priscilla Ayers-Reese, our City Administrator Dan Marsh, and DDA Director Kaylee Mandrella. The second grand opening was held at Burger One this past Monday. Burger One is located on the corner of Pennsylvania and McCann. Their menu includes a wide array of burgers, wraps, salads, sides, and desserts. They are also known for using halal beef in all of their burgers. This will be a wonderful addition to our burger options, especially being located so close to our high school campus. We wish these businesses much success and thank them for investing in our great city. In 1987, the late Sri Chimnoy founded the International Peace Run. The Peace Run is a global torch relay that has become a shining example of people working together with the goal of a more peaceful and humane world. The mission of this organization is symbolized by the passing of an Olympic-style torch from hand to hand, community to community, and nation to nation. In the past 37 years, the torch has been held by over 7 million people in 150 nations and on all 7 continents. Torch carriers include such international figures as Pope John Paul II, Pope Francis, Muhammad Ali, Mikhail Gorbachev, Mother Teresa, Olympian Carl Lewis, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, and President Nelson Mandela. The city of Southgate has had the honor of welcoming the peace runners as they have traveled through this great nation during the 2010, 2012, and 2016 World Peace Runs. I am very pleased to announce that the Peace Run will once again include a trip through our city next month. It is estimated that the runners will reach our YMCA facility at approximately 9 a.m. on Thursday, August 1st. If you have an interest in witnessing this wonderful and historic peace run as it proceeds through Southgate, please stop by and cheer on these runners who volunteer their time to promote world peace. Mr. Chinmoy was dedicated to world peace, mutual respect, and coexistence. He believed that, quote, peace does not mean the absence of war. Peace means the presence of harmony, love, satisfaction, and oneness. Peace means the flood of love in the world family, unquote. It is an honor to have these dedicated runners return to Southgate for the 4th time since 2010 and allow our residents to once again carry the peace torch and learn more about this wonderful international effort. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Thank you. I just want to say that early voting, which a lot of people voted for, so this is your opportunity to vote early and take care of it. It's going to be July 27th through August 4th. It'll be from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Parkside Gardens. So we're hoping to have a bigger turnout, and then you won't have to wait in line on Election Day. Especially, it'll give you some practice for the coming November election. That's all I have.
Thanks. Mr. Treasurer?
Good evening. The summer taxes went out June 28th, and they are due August 15th. So if you haven't gotten yours, you should have, make sure you get to the treasurer's office so they're not late. But everyone should have them. They came in the beautiful blue envelopes. So that's all.
Councilman Kowalski?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The DDA doesn't have any official meetings for July. However, there are a lot of great things going on still in Markets in the Park on the Tuesday evenings, the concerts. So I'd encourage all of you to go there and spend the night there. Or spend the evening, not the night.
Thank you. Councilman Roush?
No report.
Councilman Graziani?
No report.
The Public Safety Commission met this afternoon. On the fire side of things, there was 65 fire incidents, and happy to report there was no firework 4th of July incidents either. On the police side of things, there's a lot of retirement, so there's some promotions happening. Officer Simoniak is now a lieutenant, Officer Thibodeau is now a sergeant, and Cadet Gomez Lopez Lamos is now a police officer. We have 2 cadets that started the academy last week, and they're due to graduate in November if all goes well. The crews had no significant issues on the fire or police side of things. The station renovations started as well this week. We approved those renovations here on council for the women's locker room updates. And the Citizen Public Safety Academy is from August 8th to September 26th. It's free for anyone to sign up and enroll and learn a little bit more about public safety as a whole. Fire side, police side of things, the technology, different fire safety things, as well as ordinance and other aspects of those departments. So you don't have to go to all of them, but if you enroll, you can go to any of them throughout their time. Also, there is a fraud uptick. There's been a lot of different calls that the police have responded to, so please be aware of fraud in your bank accounts and everything like that. And that's all I had. Councilwoman George.
Thank you, Madam Chair. To piggyback on what Councilman Kowalski said, I want to thank the DDA and the case members for all the work that they've put into these summer concert series at Market Center Park. I think last night's attendance set a record with those coming to hear the Toppermost Band, which is a Beatles tribute band. As stated, the concerts are at Market Center Park on Tuesdays from 6 to 8 p.m., and they are free. And their food trucks are also there, and various vendors. So come on out on Tuesday night and enjoy the concerts. The Commission on Aging met, and most of their time was spent discussing and finalizing the upcoming Downriver Senior Olympics. Southgate is the host city and will be responsible for many events, mostly on the first day. The dates are August 12th through the 16th, and there's over 300 seniors that are presently registered to participate, and events will also be held at various cities because this is a downriver event, not just Southgate, but we are the host city. And concerning the library, in conjunction with their summer reading program, the special program that they have will be this Thursday tomorrow night at 8 p.m. It is an adult program, and the author of the book, Mackinac Island's Grand Hotel, will be there giving a presentation on the book, on the Grand Hotel, and of course, Mackinac Island. He has escorted more than 1,000 private tours and motor trips. And so it will be an interesting discussion going on. And if you haven't been there, this will be a good opportunity to learn a lot about our wonderful, really one of our most attractive visitation sites, which is Mackinac Island, and especially the Grand Hotel. And I'm sure that he will be available to answer questions. And I believe that's all I have, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Councilman Ayers Reese.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Planning Committee did meet on Monday, July 8th. There was a request for conditional approval for proposed gas station at 12337 Dix Toledo Road, where the close cross streets are Rosedale and Wesley. They believe it will be a Shell, but we haven't got that confirmed yet. And also Administrator Marsh gave us an update on the towers and how it's going, so I'm hoping he can grace us with those updates today as well. And that's it for me, thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Golick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Parks and Recreation Commission does not meet in July, but they do have an update in the Southgate Star for those of you who get that bulletin and news. Talks about all the programs that are going on for all age kids. And if you have any questions, just contact the Recreation Department. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Marsh, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Tonight, under consideration of bids, we have two items. The first is a recommendation for Bridge Brothers of Pickens, South Carolina for the design, fabrication, and delivery of the pedestrian span associated with the Wayne County ARPA project that's taking place at the site of the Bank Tower Apartments. The Bridge Brothers estimates that the total time needed for the design, fabrication, and delivery will be 28 weeks. Although we do only have one company who submitted a formal bid, 18 other companies did view the bid criteria, and the Bridge Brothers, they're experts in this. They do these types of projects all over the country. Are there any questions from council? Okay. Next is the administration's recommendation for Strata Construction LLC for the award of the 2024 alley reconstruction program. Strata provided the lowest of 8 bids received. These bids cover the reconstruction of 4 alleys in the city, and those are demonstrated on a map in your packets. Are there any questions from council? Okay. Moving on to Communications A, the first item is a request for an engagement resolution to participate with the Redevelopment Ready Communities Program with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. Becoming a redevelopment ready community is really like it's like an economic development accreditation program of sorts. Once engaged, Southgate will undergo a review of our development processes to see how they match up with established best practices. Those best practices cover city planning, zoning, the development review process, how we work with our boards and commissions, and marketing of redevelopment, of priority redevelopment sites. As we implement those best practices, we can achieve the redevelopment ready certification, and would join only 70 other communities in the state who've achieved that. There's no fees associated with it, the ongoing review process. There are several benefits though. Namely, once we achieve accreditation or certification, we'll have access to various matching funds, which will be great. We'll get to work with a redevelopment services team through MEDC, again at no charge. And there will be just the general benefits of having a streamlined development process. So this is an important first step that we are requesting council take tonight. Are there any questions? Okay. Seeing none, the last item on tonight's agenda is the approval for C&S Construction, the city's approved general contractor to perform exterior maintenance on the library. Specifically, this work is going to include some fixing of the brick masonry around the building and also some of the windows that need repairs. Are there any questions from council? Okay, seeing none. It was requested to talk about the Southgate Tower, if I may. I'd like to just talk a little bit about that. So we had the opportunity a while back to visit and see. So the interior of the building is essentially it's essentially demolished, all that's cleared out. They're beginning framing on a number of the floors, so it was interesting to see the actual layout and floor plans and get a picture of what it would be like to actually be in one of the apartments. It's really exciting. The views are just breathtaking. I don't think there's going to be any difficulty selling or renting out the 216 units that they have planned. They're still on track, which is exciting. Big projects can often get delays. You hear in the news different things around, but this one is on target. We're still expecting rentals to begin in the summer of 2016. One of the commissioners asked a great question. He said, are they going to wait for the entire thing to be completed top to bottom, or will they begin renting as different floors are finished? And it is the latter. They are looking to begin renting out units even while certain construction continues. Obviously, life safety issues would not; those would all have to be completed before anyone's allowed to occupy the building. But as they're kind of finishing the different floors that are completely finished would be available for rent. Summer of 2025 summer of 2025, and then we're continuing to work on the bridge in the park, as you can see from tonight's agenda. The span would, based on that 28-week estimate, would arrive sometime in the winter of next year. But we'd be continuing work on building the abutments and all the ramping associated with it. So when the bridge arrives, everything is in place to just set it down and it's ready to use. Simultaneously, I had a conversation earlier today with the design team that's working on the bridge or on the park. They're looking to have all the amenities and all the bid that goes for the park ready by the middle of August to go out, which is exciting because that's the pavilion, the pickleball and tennis courts, the golfing, the walkway, the electrical, all that really pretty setup they're going to have on the side of the building there. That bit is looking to be wrapped up in August. So lots of things on the horizon, and everything is kind of converging for summer of 2025 for that area of the city to look really redeveloped and with significant improvements.
Before you go to the next, are you done with that?
With that, yes.
All right, just wanted to add to that, we had hoped to have this bid to you probably 3 months ago, but the issue became that on old maps of Trenton Road, the county had that as a 6-lane highway back in the 1960s, and nobody had changed that. So we had to go work with the county to justify that it will never be a 6-lane highway. We could not have afforded the type of span we would have needed to accommodate a 6-lane road there. So I really appreciate the work that administration as well as Hennessy Engineering did to work through those departments. And it's not an easy thing to do because one department's saying this, another department's saying this, and it took several months to get that clarified, but we're now clear with the idea that the span is the size that it needs to be and can be constructed as a result of changing those old maps. So just wanted to give you that update in terms of we were really hoping to have this probably to you 3 or 4 months ago, but it took that much time to get the verity because it's a county road. We had to get them to verify that we could put this length of a span over the roadway.
So if there's any other questions on Southgate Tower, I'd be happy to answer them. If not, Madam Chair, if I may, I just would like to use a little bit of time during the work study to address some of the concerns that we're seeing through with priority waste. I'm sure the council members may have been contacted or you're seeing things online. I know it's been busy for us at the city handling some of the ongoing issues there. So if I may, I'd just like to address some of those. Okay. So we did meet with priority waste rep this morning. It was myself, Doug Drydesdale, and Laura, the administrative assistant. The representative acknowledged that the situation isn't ideal and they're not meeting expectations. And just to kind of put that in perspective, we're seeing streets missed. Whole streets or blocks missed for an entire week, whether that be yard waste or bulk pickup. There's this inconsistency on what's going to get picked up, whether it be everything or not. And then there's been the difficulties with residents who are trying to call and inform priority waste of those problems, not being able to get through on their phone lines. So I don't know if you've heard about this, but we're well aware of it. We've been fielding those calls. We've been, honestly, it's been kind of a significant portion of the day for myself. I mean, even the mayor's fielding quite a few calls. Laura, Sonia over in DPS. We're working our best to stay in communication with the residents because we understand the residents can get a hold of us pretty quickly. And so we then try to relay and use our inside lines to get these problems addressed with priority waste. And so we're continuing that. One of the reasons presented why we're seeing these issues is that although priority waste, they did go to the yards and look at the equipment that they would be purchasing from GFL. They knew there were going to be issues. The extent of the issues with the equipment was beyond what they had predicted. So when they came and they started taking the trucks out of the yard, which is in Romulus, they realized that many of those trucks they're not roadworthy, and that they voluntarily took them out of service and put them in through to get repairs. Even the trucks that are out there, they're still struggling with this ongoing repair issues. So what he told us is that our city's down about 2 trucks for where we need to be to continue to keep up on a daily basis. What they expect us to be is completely all pickups done every day on time. That's the goal, obviously. And we need about 2 more trucks to do that. They're working on them. They're working on getting us new trucks, repairing the trucks that we have. They're also working to improve the culture. They're trying to instill the priority waste culture with the staff that they inherited or that they brought on from GFL. And so that's a little bit of what's going on. They did acknowledge the phone line issues. That's a big one, is that people are very frustrated because they make a phone call and then they have to wait 20 minutes. When we presented something from Priority Waste that says 38 seconds or something like that, and they're waiting 38 minutes, or they're not able to get through it all. They did say that they're aware of this issue and that they're doing everything they can to resolve it. They did purchase additional phone lines. I believe it's like an Amazon Web Service in order to accommodate the new 76 contracts that they're bringing on. So they're doing everything they can to get that resolved. In the meantime, the online form that they have on their website is still the best way to communicate a issue with priority waste. All this being said, they are saying that over the next 2 weeks we should continue to see improvements. The routes, they're going to get more pickups done on the routes. They're going to have more vehicles in service with the city of Southgate. So they're hoping to get up to 8 vehicles over the next 2 weeks as they continue those repairs and bring those trucks online. So it's not an easy thing to ask for patience for anyone, certainly, especially from the staff over in DPS and Laura, who's fielding phone calls all day, and for the residents, and we're just relaying information from Priority Waste. But we are hopeful that they're going to get on track and get their systems implemented, get those trucks back serviced, and put this behind us. But again, if there's any questions that council has, I'd be happy to answer those tonight too.
Madam Chair,
Councilman George.
just a comment is that I did get my trash picked up on trash day. I was surprised. It was late, but they did come. It seems like a truck comes by and gets the bulk stuff, comes early, does that. Then if you get your trash picked up, which is good, but then you have to wait like 3 or 4 days or maybe even longer to get the compost picked up. My son, who lives in a different city, has not had a good experience with them either. His wife has called several times. They missed like 5 houses. And so it's happening everywhere. They're trying their best, and we just have to give them time to get it figured out. But I have seen some improvement.
That's good. Yeah, hopefully more to come.
All right, thank you for those updates. With that being the last item, we'll reconvene at 7 o'clock.
States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Cuspa.
Here.
Councilman Graziani.
Present.
Councilman George.
Right.
Here.
Councilman Roush.
Here.
Councilman Ayers Reese.
Present.
Councilman Kowalski.
Present.
Councilman Gulley.
Here.
I need a motion to approve the work study meeting minutes dated July 3rd, 2024.
Madam Chair,
Councilman George.
I move to approve the work study meeting minutes stated July 3rd, 2024.
Support.
Motion by George, supported by Ayers Reese. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the regular city council meeting minutes dated July 3rd, 2024.
Madam Chairman,
Councilman Roush.
I make a motion to approve the regular city council meeting July 3rd, 2024.
Support.
Motion by Rout, supported by Graziani. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. There are no scheduled persons in the audience. The first item under consideration of bids is a letter from the mayor regarding the award bid for Southgate Tower pedestrian bridge. Madam Clerk.
I have reviewed the above and concur with the city engineer's recommendation to award the bid for the Southgate Tower pedestrian bridge to Bridge Brothers Incorporated of Pickens, South Carolina, for the design, fabrication, and delivery of the bridge in the total amount of $678,589. Funds for this bid award are appropriated from a Wayne County ARPA grant. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chairman,
Councilman Roush.
I make a motion we award the base bid proposal of the alternate options number 4 and number 5 to Bridge Brothers Incorporated for the design, fabrication, and delivery of the Southgate Tower pedestrian bridge in the total amount of $678,589.
Motion by Roush, supported by George. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is a letter from the mayor regarding the award bid for 2024 alley reconstruction program. Madam Clerk.
I have reviewed the above and concur with the city engineer's recommendation to award the bid for the 2023 alley reconstruction program to Strata Construction LLC of Clinton Township, Michigan, in the amount of $218,033.60 plus a 10% contingency for a total amount of $239,836.96. Funds for this bid award are available in the local street fund. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman George.
I move that we award the bid for the 2024 alley reconstruction program to Strata Construction LLC in the amount of $218,033.60 plus 10% contingency in the amount of $803.36 for a total amount of $239,836.96 as the low bidder meeting specification.
Support.
Motion by George, supported by Ayers Reese. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. There's no scheduled hearings. First item, Communications A, is a memo from Administrator regarding the redevelopment ready community engagement resolution. Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk, sorry.
The administration is recommending participation in the Michigan Economic Development Corporation's Redevelopment Ready Communities Program. The RRC program involves implementing best practices for economic development and being subject to review by the MEDC. The goal of this process is to create a more transparent, predictable, and efficient development experience in Southgate. Additionally, by achieving RRC certification, the city will be eligible for a matching funds program for planning initiatives, economic development strategies, and community marketing branding efforts. The first step in becoming an RRC community is to submit an engagement resolution to the MEDC.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Golick.
I propose to approve the attached resolution approving the City of Southgate to engage in the Redevelopment Ready Communities Program, utilize the RRC best practices and evaluation process, and authorize the city administration to proceed towards implementation of the recommendations necessary to receive RRC certification from the MEDC.
Support.
Motion by Golick, supported by Kowalski. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Last is a letter from the mayor regarding approved Southgate Veterans Memorial Library exterior maintenance. Madam Clerk.
It is recommended by the library director, and I concur with his recommendation to approve the proposal from CNS Construction Management of Wyandotte for exterior maintenance of masonry and glass window systems at the Southgate Veterans Memorial Library in the amount of $28,640. CNS Construction is the city-approved general contractor for construction projects. Sufficient funds are available in the library fund. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman George.
I move that we approve the maintenance for the exterior and masonry glass and the glass window systems at the Southgate Veterans Memorial Library to CNS Construction Management, Wyandotte, Michigan. And this is for the exterior masonry and glass window systems in the amount of $28,640.
Support.
Motion by George, supported by Ayers Reese. Any discussion?
Madam Chair?
Oh,
And
Councilman George.
this is just routine maintenance through the years, settling and different things that the library director saw that he thought should be corrected, and this is what this is for.
Any further discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. There's no items under communications B, and there's no ordinances. Is there any old business the council would like to discuss? Seeing none, is there any new business the council would like to discuss? Seeing none, we'll move on to unscheduled persons in the audience. If you'd like to address council, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes to address.
On Sheridan, 1527 Ludington, South Creek, Michigan. My concerns are with Rotary Park. Back in April, I went to the Parks Department and reported that the concrete signs hanging on a 30-degree angle on the Cook side. There's a playscape right off the Cook side that's got a 2.5-foot opening, missing a round ball. So a 2-year-old could run up there and fall 4 feet, get seriously hurt. Nothing ever was done with it. All I wanted was a piece of plywood or something put on it. And on the Ludington side, since construction, the fence has never been completed. It's rolled back against itself, big sharp end there, and they never completed it because they wanted to put the Rotary Park side on the Ludington side, then they changed it to the Cook side, but they never fixed the fence. So
Okay.
that's my concern.
Thank you. Mr. Marsh, if you could follow up with our Parks and Rec Director on those concerns, or if our Parks and Rec Director would like to make a comment to the resident before or after the meeting, whatever you'd like to address.
Madam Chair, yeah, we'll follow up, the Parks and Rec Director and I will follow up with the resident and get these concerns addressed.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask one other thing?
Oh, sure. You're well within your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
City of Taylor has large containers for their grass refuge, like our dumpsters for our garbage refuge. I was wondering if we could kind of implement that because it would save people. I know all the debris we put out, but that way a truck could pick it up as opposed to a person. You know what I mean? Because you have the bucket truck that lifts and dumps them. And that would save maybe, I'm not really worried about labor, but injuries on the job. I mean, we probably get a lot of injuries from backs and everything else. So I mean, that's what Taylor does. And they also have 1 week a month for heavy refuge pickup. And if you need it any other time, you can call the city, but that might cut down on all the refuse being put out all the time. Just thought that might help with our current problems. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I think we're going to be readdressing a lot of the concerns we're hearing, including perhaps this suggestion, because Taylor went with priority as well. They've been with them some time now, and they're actually very pleased with their service, but it wasn't this great number of communities coming to them on July 1. So they've had some experience with them, but we're going to draw on their experiences and others as we formulate the next round of contracts for trash hauling, which will be this coming up in March of 25.
Thank you. Any other persons in the audience that would like to address council? Seeing none, move on to claims and accounts. Councilman Roush.
I move to approve warrant 1501 in the amount of $1,566,057.78.
Support.
Motion by Roush, supported by Ayers Reese. Any discussion or objection? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Madam Chair,
Councilman George.
I move that we adjourn.
Support.
Motion by George, supported by Golick. Any discussion or objection?